Logging into other sites with your Facebook account. Modern convenience or the makings of a catastrophe? Hi everybody, I'm Joe Malarkey and this is a Secure CRC update. More and more websites are requiring their visitors to create an account to access services. This is especially true for social media and other consumer-related sites like online retailers, news sites, music streaming services, game sites, you name it. Creating an account on these sites usually involves using an email address with a unique password. Now, it gets hard to remember passwords, which means you're basically going to end up doing one of three things. The first thing you might do is use the same email and the same password everywhere. Well, that's not such a good idea because if any one of those sites gets hacked, your username and password for all the others is exposed, and some of these sites aren't very secure. Every day we hear of another breach. Now, if you find out about the hack in time, which is by no means guaranteed, you'll still have to go to every one of the other sites, if you can remember them all, and change your password on each one of them. The second thing you might do is use a different password on each site and then maybe write them down somewhere. So now you have a piece of paper, or worse, a text file on your computer desktop with all these usernames and passwords on it. That almost seems simple, but trust me, it doesn't work. By the end of a month, it will be an unreadable jumble of crossed out passwords and scribbles in the margins. The third thing you might do is use a password manager. Now, this is a good option. However, some sites don't work yet with password managers, so it's not a perfect solution, but it's a pretty good one. These days, there's a somewhat newer option that you've probably seen, and that's logging in with another service like Facebook or Google. Here's what you see. Instead of creating your own unique account on a website, you're given the choice of logging in with your Facebook account or your Google account. I use those two because they're the most obvious, but there are others. Now, this is a pretty easy option. In fact, if you're already logged into that account, you don't even have to supply your Facebook or Google password. It just works. Great, right? Well, maybe. Here's how it works under the covers. The site you're setting up your account on has an arrangement with Google or Facebook that allows you to use your account on those platforms as your login account on the new website. Let's use Facebook as the example. When you decide to use your Facebook credentials, the new site that you're joining basically has a way to check to see if you successfully logged into Facebook. They do this by requesting a proof token from Facebook. This is a little encryption token that Facebook signs and sends to the new site. Your new website that you're signing up on will accept this token and voila, you're logged in. The technical name for this method of authentication is called OAuth, and I'll leave a little link below for more information if you want it. Now, using Facebook to log into other sites is very convenient, but of course, there's a catch. What if Facebook is hacked? What if your Facebook email and password were to be stolen? Well, Facebook must be pretty good about protecting that stuff, so maybe there's not too much to worry on that one. Certainly, they're spending more money on security than the new website you're signing up with. In any case, it can't be any less secure than that one email address and that one password that you're using for a dozen or more sites already. But there's other things that can go wrong. For instance, what if those tokens were hacked and stolen? You know, the tokens that tell the other sites that you are who you say you are? Well, then somebody could act as you on those other sites. Well, that's basically what happened in September of 2018. About 30 million user tokens were stolen. Along with the tokens, the thieves also pilfered all the profile information for about 15 million users. No usernames or passwords were stolen, though, and Facebook has reset the tokens, but for a while, people were exposed. Someone could have acted as those people, and they would not have known it. Now, Google's not much better. They recently discovered that most of the data for 500,000 users on the Google Plus platform had been exposed. That actually may have prompted Google's recent decision to end the whole Google Plus platform. So obviously logging in with your Facebook account or Google account is not perfect. So what should you do? Well, it's a difficult question. Now, if you're tech savvy, you're probably going to choose a password manager. Heck, even if you're not tech savvy, that's still a good choice. They're pretty easy to set up, but just don't forget your master password. Really, don't forget it. It's usually pretty tough to reset. So what about using your Facebook or Google login to log into the other sites? Well, the issue with using Facebook or Google is that they're Facebook and Google. They're big targets. If you can crack into them, then you're an instant millionaire if you're a crook. But being Facebook and being Google also means that they're on the forefront of the internet. They're spending millions on security, and it's getting better all the time. So it's almost 6 one, half dozen the other as to which way to go. One thing you should definitely consider, though, is two-factor authentication on these social media sites and on any other site that offers it. Two-factor authentication is when you use text messages or an authenticator app as an extra step in the logon process. Now, you still have to come up with your password, but you also have to type in the code that comes from the text message or the authenticator app. There are many authenticator apps out there: Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, just to name a few. Most major platforms actually provide the two-factor login these days. Facebook even allows you to choose devices that you can skip this step with, but that's convenient. However, it's obviously less secure. Well, everybody, I hope that clears up the logging in with your Facebook or logging in with your Google account. It's a pretty good choice. So is the password manager. But no matter what you do, you should really look at the two-factor authentication. It's really the main thing right now that's going to keep you out of a lot of trouble. I'm Joe Malarkey, and this has been a Secure CRC Update.